We are live. Hey, how about you, everybody? Hey! Welcome into the Auburn Live call-in show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Today is Sunday, June the 16th, 2024, Father's Day 2024. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers and father-like figures. Cannot forget you guys taking up the slack for all the other deadbeats. Happy Father's Day, man. We've got a fantastic show for you tonight. We're rounding out a huge weekend, recruiting weekend for Auburn. Huge weekend for Auburn. We're going to get to the phone lines as soon as possible. 701-779-9585. We're going to answer all your questions. We're going to talk about your comments. And here to do it with me all, as they always are 100% of the time when they are here, Mr. Allen Head. How about you, fellas?
How about you?
How about you, Bud George?
How about you, big dog?
Woo! Auburn picked up a huge commitment less than 24 hours ago, maybe a little bit, 26 hours ago. Mr. Eric Winters, top 100 recruit, top 65 overall recruit, arguably the number one defensive recruit on the board, committed to Auburn shortly after arriving for his official visit. Big pickup for Hugh Freeze. Big pickup for Charles Kelly. Welcome to Auburn, big dog. Welcome to Auburn. And you know, this came about 5 days after Mr. Kevin from Wilmer released his top 5. Remember that?
That's true. That did happen.
Let me give you a recap of Kevin's Fab 5. Caleb Cunningham, Alvin Henderson, Antonio Coleman, Derek Smith, and Eric Winters. You can check one of those off the board.
Nice.
Well, hopefully get to Kevin here shortly. Fantastic job by Kevin. Before we do, hey, man, you want to know what's playing a big part in this recruiting success for Auburn? Auburn's up to number 8, and they're going to be climbing higher, I would assume. But it's because of the NIL Collective on to victory, folks. This is where it's made. Recruiting is made thanks in large part to this collective. If you want to make a real difference for Auburn student athletes, join the On to Victory Collective. For as little as $17 a month, you can support Auburn athletics. You can enjoy some awesome perks, real awesome perks, monthly giveaways. They got VIP events, behind-the-scenes content, which is really, really cool, and cash back on your favorite brands. God bless America. Did y'all hear me?
I did.
Yeah,
Man,
you're lagging. You're lagging a
went
little bit on audio, but you're okay.
The screen totally black. Of course, it happened with Donovan Starr committing. Can y'all still hear me?
We can.
Well,
Keep rolling, baby. Keep rolling.
I can only finish it with man. I'm gonna go all black here. Hold on, let me finish this. Let me finish this right here. Y'all don't move on without me. Y'all hold on, chill out. Oh, I got you, big dog. Hold on. All right, here we go. Behind the scenes content and cashback, dude. They got cashback on your favorite brand. Get exclusive tips on To Victory gear. Head on over to ontovictory.co. That's .co, not .com. Don't forget that, folks. ontovictory.co and join today to support your athletes and get in on these amazing benefits. On to Victory, folks. If you haven't signed up, get signed up. Do it. It can make a difference. It will make a difference. Absolutely. All right, let's look. I want y'all to talk about Eric Winters for a minute while I try to fix my video. Deal?
Deal. Had to have him, right? Cole, I mean,
absolutely.
He's been on your, I think, probably on your short list of players that you absolutely had to have. 3-level defenders, somebody that you just kind of earmarked very early in the process. I'm talking about even this time last year as somebody that Auburn was interested in and somebody that you thought that they really needed to land. Talk to me about your thoughts on what kind of a pickup this is for Auburn and what does Eric Winters bring to the table?
It's the biggest pickup of this class so far, and and the reason is, Brody Scholl was a huge pickup for a lot of reasons, and he's got 5-star potential according to On3. So that in itself is a huge pickup, and you know what he could be one day. Eric Winters to me is already solidified what he's going to be. You don't have to look into the future and try to project him to this level of talent. He is. I mean, he's already there. You watch him in 7-on-7. He was a standout there. He covered, he played safety. He played linebacker depth. And then when they started getting blitzed by C.D. Morgan from Benjamin Russell, the up-and-coming receiver, tight end guy, he said, you know what, I'll take care of that. Played man-to-man on him and pretty much took him away for a couple series. And that's the kind of guy he is. You can put him at all of those positions. He's a 3-level defender, which is rare. There's just not many guys that are built that way. But at the same time, can cover anybody you need him to cover. This guy runs sub 4.5. He's in the 4.4s. I get that from a good source. And I'll tell you, I put that pick in a long time ago for Winters. Put it in October. I was actually a little behind the scenes. I was at a football game on a Friday night at a high school game and talked to somebody and came away from that talk going, yep, I don't think Auburn's losing this guy. Let's go ahead and put that one in. Here we are, flash forward, however many months. And that was the person that talked to me that night was absolutely correct. So
I couldn't agree with you more. Just a young man. And again, you're talking about in your own state, right? If you are Auburn and you're wanting to build your brand, you have to start internally with the state of Alabama and do that 6-hour radius that we've talked about where you're touching parts of Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Florida and really dominate in those areas. But predominantly, got to make sure that you're keeping that homegrown talent in state. They do that with a kid that, like you said, is a 3-level defender, extremely athletic. I mean, you talked about the positions on defense, but even think about him from an offensive standpoint. You're talking about a kid that's played quarterback and a kid that's played wide receiver. So it shows his overall football IQ to be able to play both sides of the ball and to do so at a pretty elite level. But with Zach in the back coming to the front, my guess is that means we got somebody on the phone line. So why keep him waiting?
Oh man, you guys know it's a popular night on the phone lines. But Alan, real quick, the other thing with the inside the state of Alabama, Auburn has 3 commits in the top 8 in the state right now.
It was just 2 years ago. Let's take you back to Brian Harson's last class, I guess class 0 for Hugh Freeze. Auburn didn't land but 1 player inside the top 10, and that was Keldrick Falk. 3 inside the top 20, but 1 inside the top 10. Now you're 3 inside the top 8 in his second class. And it's just, to me, that shows the transformation that's occurred on the recruiting scene for Auburn with Hugh Freeze at the helm. And it's only the signs of what's to come, because I think that there's a lot more coming. Cole, you already kind of hinted at this in the coming months. It feels like there's going to be a little bit of an avalanche, whether it be 2026 or 2025 class, with kids that are going to be committing here relatively soon. And I've got a good feeling and maybe some intel that those are going to be some highly rated in-state players. So,
yeah, I think you're right. And I go back to, I guess it was like the month that Nick Saban decided he was retiring from Alabama. And I remember seeing on our board and seeing all over the place, well, Hugh Freeze got to take advantage of this. What's he doing? He's not taking advantage of it. Well, people jump the gun sometimes. That happens. It wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. It's a progress thing. It's not that wasn't going to happen overnight. All right. Without Nick Saban, Alabama has a brand that's going to be tough to compete with. That's the bottom line. And that's not changing, by the way.
No.
But what can change over time is how in-state recruiting goes. And it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen that month that Nick Saban decided he was retiring. But we're seeing a little bit of a shift, I think. And that does not at all mean Alabama's not going to have as good or better class than Auburn. But it means Auburn is going to be able to win some more battles in state. And you look to the 2026 class, top 10 of Alabama. Those guys, I mean, soon. I think things are going to happen there soon, and it's trending towards Auburn with a lot of them. So if for the people that were clamoring for that were hoping that would happen, I think you're starting to see it in state recruiting. it's going to be a big deal for this staff moving forward. They keep putting out the State of Auburn graphic. Very important to this staff. We'll see if they can pull it off.
All right, well, let's get to the call line. We got 6 callers on the line, so we're going to be busy tonight. We're going to kick it off as always. I believe this is Kevin. There's 2251 numbers, so we're taking a shot in the dark here. Kevin, you're live, man.
Kevin from Wimmer, Alabama.
What's up, man? Kevin? What you got for us tonight, Kevin?
Eric Winters is committed to Auburn.
You had him on your list, didn't you, Kevin?
Yeah. And the next one is Juju Lewis.
Ooh. Colin. All right. I hear you.
Colin, you shot. We're gonna start calling Kevin Babe Ruth, man. He hits this one.
Then the next one is Alvin Anderson.
Okay.
I definitely don't disagree with you. What else you got, Kevin?
And the next one is Antonio Coleman.
Okay. Very nice.
And I hope we get that running back from Southern Cal.
Oh, DeJuan Morris. DeJuan Morris, for those who don't know, was an official visitor this weekend. He is committed to USC. He's from Tennessee. And I think things went really well there, Kevin. I think Auburn's definitely in the run-in. They definitely would like to have him. That guy's a very good player, too.
And I still think Cam Coleman will have 30 touchdowns.
Whew.
30. Bumped it up.
In his career, Kevin, or this coming season?
This coming season.
Hey, all right.
Brother, you pull that one off. Hand to God, I'm a believer. We're going to change this to a whole new podcast if you call that one.
Hey, where's my best friend at, Jeffrey Lee at?
He's having some technical difficulties right now, man. So he'll be back in just a little bit. He's got to fix his camera and microphone.
He's trying to make sure he's not he's out in the woods. He's out in the country, so internet's lagging on him a little bit. But he's listening to you, Kevin. No
doubt about that.
How you like the show last Sunday?
Oh, yeah. Wanda. That was great, man.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, there she is.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
It is good to hear from you again. We're glad that y'all are back with us, and Kevin's back with us from his Illinois. Was that where Kevin was?
Yeah.
How'd it go, Kevin?
Rough.
Rough.
Hey, well, hey, look, you're honest. You know what I mean? So what did you think about Illinois by comparison to Alabama, Kevin? Would you want to live in Illinois?
I
don't blame you. I was stationed in the Midwest for a hot second myself. And while it's a beautiful place at times, man, it's when the only place you can get sweet tea is McDonald's. It's not exactly where I fit in. You know what I mean?
Hey, how's Brian Beatty doing?
Seems to be doing better. There was an update recently on Brian Beatty, and it appears as though he's out of the ICU. Still probably, got a long way to go to make a full recovery, but he is able to speak and converse sentences. And I think they're saying that he's got feeling in his extremities at this point. So it's positive from that standpoint, but still a ways to go in his recovery. And I think I appreciate you bringing that up, Kevin, because it just always reminds us to say thoughts and prayers to him and his family, and
Yes.
to continue for those that are contributing to the GoFundMe. Please, please and thank you. Please just keep this family in your mind and continue to do that if you can.
Yes, and that was welcomed. Very positive news for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope he be okay.
Absolutely. Well, Kevin, Wanda, we appreciate y'all calling in. Kevin, did you have any last requests, any statements there?
Yeah, I still think that the Quez Hunter will score 27.
27 for his number. Very nice. And 30 for Cam Coleman, right?
Yeah.
I hear you, Kevin. Well, we always appreciate you, man. Lead off batter. Got us started again, Mr. Kevin from Wilmer, Alabama. And Wanda.
Well, we got plenty of people to follow up, man. We up to 8 callers now.
Woo, get in here.
And
I believe this is Carter Maldron.
Hey.
Malden, yeah. Carter, you're live.
Gentlemen,
The-
hey, it was good seeing y'all today. We had a good old time in the old hotel, and I wanted to tell y'all this to lead off. So I had a moment to speak with Charles Kelly, and man, what a great dude, so insightful, and to hear him talk about the program and the direction that it's going in, I feel nothing but positive vibes, and I have no doubt in the hands of our program. I think our program is in the best hands that it could be in, and he was just talking to me about how important it is for us to turn the tide and to get the recruiting back on the level that it needs to be at, and on a level that it's never been before. And I really enjoyed talking to Coach Kelly. Anyone that gets to run into him, I would highly encourage them to do so. So here's my question. How long do you guys think, first of all, that before we will know anything about Julian? And second, who hops in the boat first? Or Alvin Henderson?
You said Lewis or Alvin Henderson? Is that what you said?
No. The first thing that I said was, how long do you guys think before we will know something about Juju?
Okay.
And the second question was, who hops in the boat first, Usman or Alvin?
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, Carter, before you go, man, and we'll answer your question for sure. I want to ask you. You got to kind of be in the midst of everything today. You got to see what we see a little bit. When Carter came and talked to Jeffrey and I, he was with his dad in the Auburn hotel there. You know, recruits were buzzing around. The whole coaching staff is there. So, Carter, what did you see this morning, man?
I saw a few interesting things. The first one was I was honestly on the doubtful side about Duke Johnson, and I saw him interacting with Aldridge and DJ Durkin most of all, and man, I think we got a dadgum good shot there. And when I talked to Ryan G coming out of breakfast, he told me that he feels phenomenal about our chances, to land a solid group of tight ends, even though they weren't there. He said that feels good about Hollis. But I think the thing that I noticed most of all was that Eric Winters was glued to Charles Kelly's hip. And I just think that's going to be a tandem. I think that they're easily going to get Fegan. And I really, really do have a good feeling about us solidifying this running back class as well. I think we got a good shot with DeWan.
Good stuff. Well, Carter, man, it was It was great meeting you this morning and your dad. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed talking to you. Glad to get to meet you in person, man. And thanks for calling in like you said you would. You're a man of your word.
Heck yeah. No, thank y'all. Thank y'all for taking time out of your morning to talk to us. We had a great time, and that was a great start to Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to y'all, and y'all take care, and talk to y'all in a week.
All right. Appreciate you, man. All right, guys. So his first question is Julian Lewis. You know, when will he make some kind of decision? What do y'all think? I mean,
well, first of all,
it is mine, man.
we got to say thank you to the Bammer lover. Jeffrey's not here to say it, so I got to say it. The Bammer lover. Thank you, Carter, for calling in.
You old Bammer lover.
Yep. Man, it's so hard. I don't think you're going to hear anything before he takes his official visit to Colorado. I honestly don't. I think his dad is going to probably make sure that the narrative stays clean on that until all the official visits are done. But I do believe Auburn's in a position to hey, we've reached the sign language portion of the podcast tonight.
Hey, Jeffrey, you missed old Bammer.
Yeah,
I heard him.
But
I'm sorry, Jay. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Alan.
Hey, man, we're up to 1750 because I got a boy on the board that just owes me $1 from the other day, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
New member.
I'm telling you. So, Julian Lewis, I do think we're hitting a point where Auburn needs to know something at some point. I think within the next month, Auburn wants to know, are you in, are you out, are you flipping, are you not? What's your situation? But I don't believe you're going to hear anything before the Colorado visit. I think it's important to his dad that he sees all these visits through and that they make a decision shortly thereafter. If it's going to happen, like if he's going to push it down to the timeline and to the deadline, I don't know that Auburn's going to be in a position to wait. I don't know that they're not. My gut feeling is though, is that they don't want to wait for, December to find out what Julian Lewis is going to do. But you guys may have different intel than that.
No, I agree. I agree with that. And a lot of people question that. And they're like, he's a 5-star quarterback. You wouldn't wait for a 5-star quarterback? Well, this isn't your typical 5-star quarterback recruitment. I mean, you have schools involved that you just wouldn't expect to be involved in a 5-star quarterback's recruitment. USC makes sense. Colorado, I guess, makes sense. Indiana doesn't, if we're being honest. And then Auburn, Auburn hadn't been in these kind of recruitments with 5-star quarterbacks in recent years.
No, Bo Nix and Jason Campbell are the only 2 5-star quarterbacks that stick out in my mind that Auburn's landed in my lifetime.
Yeah. If you count Jarrett Stidham, but he was a transfer.
Right.
So it's new territory for us, trying to figure it out. But I agree with you, Alan, that definitely if he does not make some kind of ultimatum decision with Auburn, and that could even mean like, hey, telling them, look, I'm going to Colorado or I'm going to USC and I'm not coming here. Some kind of hard answer is what they're looking for here, I think, so they can decide what they need to do, get their ducks in a row with the quarterback position.
Sure.
I think you're absolutely right with that. And then second question from Carter was about Usman Chroma and Alvin Henderson. Who do we think could jump in the boat first if Auburn was able to land both of these guys or one of them? There's 2 things to me that would make Alvin Henderson flip from Penn State to Auburn. Number one is if Auburn shows him during the season that, yes, the running game is not going anywhere, you will be utilized as a running back at Auburn, even with the passing upgrade. Or 2, Auburn starts trending for other running backs. And I think Auburn's trending for Usman Croman has a great shot with DeJuan Morris. So I think Alvin Henderson is feeling like he needs to grab his spot. That's where I'm at with this.
Jeffrey, how do you feel?
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, my screen went black again. I've got my phone sitting up here, but it's about 30 seconds behind. My dad's got the catfish baskets loaded. ready to go to the river.
Whoa.
So I'm doing the best I can. I don't know what's wrong with my computer.
You
I just
good,
bought
man.
it. So what were y'all talking about?
So who do you think gets in the boat first, Alvin Henderson or Usman Chroma? What's your gut feel there?
I don't think it matters. They're two different back. If that's what he was getting to, like, is somebody going to get left out? Is that kind of the point of the question?
No,
or
yeah.
I think he's asking more so like which of those two could be next? Who would make the move first between those two? They would take both of them, yes, but who would be first?
I don't know that there's. You know what I was surprised about with DeJuan Morris today is that he was still, he was going to take some visits in season. There didn't seem didn't seem to be ready to make a decision. I thought that was kind of surprising because here we are, commitment season here, and he didn't seem like he was in a rush. Now I did hear a lot of good things about him and Auburn this weekend. What I'm getting to is that the pressure to get Alvin on board would come from Morris. Yeah. And I didn't get that feel from him today. Like, hey man, I'm going to announce July 13th or July, 3rd, whatever it was. So I didn't. He didn't sound like he was in a rush to make a decision. So, but with Alvin, man, you never know. Like he could flip his commitment tomorrow. He could flip his commitment at Big Cat, or he could put it on a day and drag this all out because he knows when he flips to Auburn, if and when he flips to Auburn, people are going to quit following his recruitment more than they already are.
Right.
So Usman, however, I think he's going to Georgia. Did he go to Georgia this weekend or is it next weekend?
I don't know.
Let me take a look. I think it was this weekend, I believe.
I do too.
Because he's been to Florida State. He's been to Auburn. I think Georgia was this weekend, and those are the big three in his recruitment right now. Or was it Miami this weekend? Let me take a look.
Might be Florida State.
So,
no,
it'll be interesting.
He didn't have anywhere this weekend. He did not have an OV this weekend. He takes his Georgia OV next weekend.
Okay. With him, I think his timeline was a little bit. Was his summertime decision? He was wanting to make it in July, or
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have any resources here to look it up.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So, Carter,
After
to answer your
OV.
question again, just OVs.
Wait, Chroma did take an OV this weekend. Tennessee.
That's right.
Ah, okay. We didn't have that one in the database there.
Yeah, slackers.
Yeah. So it was Auburn on the 17th, Florida State on the 7th, Tennessee on the 14th, and Georgia on the 21st.
Okay.
So those are the ones that are in contention for him.
Gotcha.
Man, it's tough to say. I don't know.
I tell you what.
It's tough to base your decision and your opinion on anything related to Alvin Henderson, right? I mean, I'm just being real here.
Yeah, that's
right.
fair. That's fair. Look,
While we're
and
on
that's
the subject. Go ahead, Alan.
No, I was going to say that's not a slight at Alvin. It's just
right.
I mean, it is what it is, and the fact
it's the way he rolls.
Yeah, he wants to be a little bit unpredictable, and I get it. I understand it. You want some intrigue as it pertains to your recruitment, but doesn't make our job easy when you're trying to couch, hey, who's going to get in the boat first, as far as that argument is concerned. But go ahead, Cole.
Well, Alan, I don't get it personally, but I didn't have a bunch of schools that wanted me to come play for them either, so
no,
I cannot relate to him whatsoever. But I do think like a guy like Jacoby Ward is so refreshing.
Yeah.
Hey man, Auburn's number one. It's gonna be really hard to knock them off. Here's my commitment date. What else you need to know? I don't care. You're like, I don't care if you know. That's where I'm at.
And I don't know if y'all saw this today, but Alvin posted. I think Elijah Melendez had posted something about his Oklahoma visit, and Alvin was like, "When are we gonna let him know, brother?" or something like that. And I'm going, and he did some kind of flip emoji, and I'm like, "Dude, whatever."
While we're on the subject of Usman Chroma, I believe this is my gut feeling with that. It is going to come down to Auburn and Florida State. I think those are the two.
That's been my intel for about a week. And I agree with you there. And then Shakai Mills Knight, obviously, is the other back to pay attention to for those that haven't had a chance to read Jeffrey's War Room. Thought it was fantastic, but definitely I think Alabama's a contender there for him. Probably Miami. Maybe who else? Cole would also be in the mix there.
Tennessee, I believe, right?
Tennessee and Ole Miss, I think we're.
That's right. Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Did you see? I was shocked at this. Kevin's first list last week, before we revised it, included Jasper Parker. And I'm thinking, that dude, at the time, I know he wasn't high on Auburn's board, or, he was probably a lower tier 2 guy.
Yeah.
Dude, he committed to Michigan.
Sure
yeah.
Did. Yeah.
He committed to Michigan. Can y'all see?
Yeah, you're still coming in, but it came down between, I think it was Michigan and North Carolina were his final two.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, the kid's not a slouch by any means.
Yeah.
No,
he's no slouch. Definitely not.
But I think I heard Zach say we got a lot of calls. I'm sorry, I've been long-winded here. So keep us going. Keep going. Thank you, Carter. Appreciate you. Good meeting you, big dog. You and your daddy.
Let's see. 8434. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Calling from Hamilton, Alabama. This is Hamilton WGE.
Oh, Hamilton.
What's up, buddy?
Up there in that left corner.
What's going on, Vic?
I went deer hunting up there one time.
Yeah, that's pretty good area up here. But originally from Demopolis, so
okay,
it's a little bit different than down there. But well, what's going on, big dogs?
Living the dream.
What's going on with you, brother?
Just same old. Hey, listen, I got some logic to apply to the Juju situation, and then I've got a question for y'all.
I like it.
Nice.
About a different position altogether. I'm going to get y'all's input on that. But thinking about the Juju situation, fellas. I mean, obviously his dad's running the show. I agree with Jeffrey and Alan and Cole about that. And having said that, he's not coming to Auburn because he's not in play. If Daddy wasn't on board, he wouldn't be at Auburn. He wouldn't have been in Auburn this week. So it's evident that we're in play, whether you're talking about NIL or anything else. And now, in my opinion. So logically, looking at it from a logical standpoint, let's say he sticks with SC. Any personal contact, any in-person communication whatsoever, it's 2,000 miles away from Carrollton, Georgia. Number one. Unless everybody just packs up and goes with him. And you look at the roster situation when he enters his freshman year there, it's not really going to be ideal for him. There's going to be questions. I don't think he's going to have the targets that he's going to have at Auburn. With the things that Freeze and the staff or the positions of recruiting around him, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it really seems like Caleb Cunningham is on the hook. I figure that it would be 75% if Juju committed to Auburn that you get Cunningham. I mean, Cunningham already said Auburn's on top. He loves Auburn. He still mentions Auburn, even after he takes other visits. So not only do you improve your class and you get some guys that you may not be involved with otherwise because of somebody that's got the brand that Juju's got. But I mean, the situation is being built perfectly for him. In my opinion, just looking at the other programs. I mean, sure, I get the prestige of Deion Sanders and the glow of it, but I mean, really, other than Deion, I mean, what's he going to do at Colorado? that matter, what's he going to do at SC that he can't do at Auburn? I mean, it's been done at Auburn. It's been done by Cam Newton in 1 year. I mean, you want a statue built of yourself. You want to win the Heisman, you want to win a national championship, and you want to be the first pick overall in the draft. I mean, we had a quarterback do it in 1 year. Cam Newton didn't need Lincoln Riley. Bryce Young didn't need Lincoln Riley. Trevor Lawrence didn't need him. I mean, people act like that because Lincoln Riley has got some good quarterbacks to transfer into him that, he's the end-all be-all on quarterback. It's been done by quarterbacks that didn't play for Lincoln Riley. Didn't have anything to do with Lincoln Riley. I mean, Juju where he's at now without Lincoln Riley. So, I don't see logically in the end what the benefit is. All other things being equal as far as NIL, and I assume that they are, he wouldn't be at Auburn.
Hamilton, I would tell you this. I think you present some good and logical angles on this recruitment, but it may not be the best bet to go at this logically. I don't know if you catch my drift here. This recruitment is not cut and dry. It's just not. Some of them are. Jacoby Ward, he's cut and dry.
But if everybody seems to think that his dad's steering the boat, and his dad is making the decisions based off what?
Well, Hamilton, if you went about it logically, if every recruit, I mean, you can say that to every recruit. I mean, right? Every 5-star defensive lineman, hey, you can come and be Derek Brown.
Right.
Right. It comes down to where he wants to go, where he sees the best fit for him. So it's not about can he do it at Auburn. Auburn's pretty much made that case for every position.
Well, that's right. But you got to understand this as well. You got to look at the schools that you're involved with. If you're talking about a player like Derek Brown, you'd probably have Georgia, you'd probably have Alabama, you'd probably have Auburn, every team in the SEC and everything in the Big Ten after. That it seems to only be down to a certain few players here. Well, you said one didn't make any sense, and if I recall, you seemed to say that. I think on last week's show that, look, Juju Lewis seems like a guy that, look, I'm fine wherever I go. I just want to play football. So he's fine evidently with any of the schools that they come down for. I'm just trying to think logically. If you're from Carrollton, Georgia, and why you would have to go 2,000 miles to get where you wanted to be. And I just hadn't been able to come up with an answer to that yet.
And Hamilton, I'll be honest with you.
If y'all might shed some light on what I'm missing here,
Well, first and foremost, it's what the kid or what his dad sees as the best fit.
That's right.
They may not see all and be a fit for him.
Okay, but for what reasons is what I'd like.
Personal reasons. It's just how he is. Like why are you an Auburn fan?
Yeah, Hamilton.
Auburn's my pick. I enjoy watching a lot of other schools play football. LSU being one.
But logically, you would be Alabama fan. You're closer. There are more championships. It's just personal choice.
But like I said, I'm just basing this off of. I've already heard y'all say that Julian Lewis seems to be in the mindset of, look, I just want to play football. I'm not really clear. Now I'm just wondering if the guy that's running the show, which appears to be his dad, what's his? Did y'all have some reasoning behind? For fit, for instance, have y'all heard reasoning why Auburn wouldn't be a good fit for Julian Lewis? I would think if fit was a problem, then this wouldn't be his fourth or fifth time at all, or maybe he's trying to determine that now. I'm not sure. I'm asking y'all, I guess, what reasonings that y'all have heard that one of the other two schools would be the choice over Auburn.
Yeah, Hamilton, I think the bottom line here is that it's just we don't have all the information because they don't want to give all the information. That's how they've kept this thing, and that's understandable. It happens in a lot of recruitments, and I can just leave you with this: it's just not cut and dry. It's not as simple as even Lincoln Riley being as good as he is with quarterbacks. It's not even that simple. There's other factors that we just don't know about.
This goes back. This is kind of into your argument, Hamilton. You say quarterbacks have done it at Auburn. They haven't done it under Hugh Freeze. And I'm going back and looking at you. We talked about this too.
That's true.
So Lincoln Riley is a big deal for him. Coach Riley, just knowing that he's going to put me in the best position at the next level after college. He's done this thing with quarterbacks. You can't skip over right now that the recruiting class is going up on defense. So there's a lot of Lincoln Riley in his history with quarterbacks. Hugh Freeze doesn't have that. He doesn't have
Absolutely, I agree. But I'm just saying that there's quarterbacks all over college football that have been successful that's never had and won Heisman trophies and other things that's never had any dealings with Lincoln Riley anyway. But anyway, I get what you're saying on that. Let me get to the question about another position altogether, and I want to hear y'all's opinion on this. I'm just excited to see edge recruiting back at Auburn again. I mean, in my personal opinion, it's been one of the worst recruited positions for years. I mean, even when we did have one decent one, you couldn't take them off the field because you didn't have anybody there equal.
Right.
And I guess my question to y'all, and I'm going to hang up and get out of y'all's way and listen, but of the edges that's got interest in Auburn and the edges that Auburn's got interest in, specifically for 25, I know some of the 26, but specifically for 25, who, in y'all's opinion, do you think we will land in the 25 class at the edge position? And thanks for listening to my rant and my logic tape. And y'all are the best. Appreciate what y'all do, man. The show's great every week, and y'all did a hell of a job this weekend covering the recruiting. So hats off to all of you.
Appreciate you, Hamilton. Fantastic stuff, buddy.
Back to the man.
Appreciate you, man.
But anyway, yeah, you're welcome. Hey, listen, I'll get off, but I really want to hear your opinion on the edge position because we've really suffered there for several years, in my opinion. So,
fair enough. We'll see who's the last edge to make to the NFL.
Derek Hall. Derek Hall.
There you go.
Is
Derek
the
Hall.
last one, and was Derek dominant as a pass rusher? No, I think he had 6.5 sacks was probably his highest total, maybe 7 in one season. So a good pass rusher, but the last double-digit pass rusher is probably Jeff Holland, I would think, as far as an outside pass rusher is concerned.
Yeah, for sure.
Carl Lawson, D. Ford, just some guys that come to mind.
Yeah,
over the last 10 years.
Over the last 10, but we kind of hit a dry spell there after Jeff Holland.
Sure.
Then like I said, Derek Hall, who again, really good player, but dominant pass rusher. No, I think he's a complete outside linebacker, but not necessarily a dominant pass rusher. So as far as guys that I like, you don't have to go much further than this weekend in Third Scroggins. I have talked about this young man repeatedly on the podcast. I think he is severely underrated. Natural lean, bend that you just can't teach, good COD, and relentless effort, man. Good first step quickness. So he would be somebody that could give you some added punch as far as a pass rusher is concerned. I actually like our placement for Zion Grady, though I think honestly, I believe he's going to be more of an end at Auburn once his body continues to develop
Great.
more so than he's going to be a buck. But if Aldridge is going to be coaching all of those guys at this point, so I'm going to consider them all edges. But those are the two right now that stick out to me. And then, look, it's no secret that I think that J.J. Falk is going to grow into an edge. He's being recruited right now as an inside linebacker, and that is a legitimate pitch to him, and I think they think he can play it. But as his body continues to develop, he's going to carry 250 before he's into his sophomore year, and I think he's just going to push himself outside. But how do you guys see it?
You've also got Jared Smith in the mix. Don't forget about him from Thompson. He is an edge recruit for Auburn. So that's a guy that you should probably keep an eye on. I love Third Scroggins. I put it in our thread this weekend. Reminds me of D Ford. That's who reminds me of. He's got the look just like D Ford. Of course, when D came in, he was like 185 pounds. So
right.
Third is already up there to 230-ish. So, but those are your three: Third Scroggins, Zion Grady, Jared Smith. Isaiah Gibson's in there. I don't really think Auburn's got a great shot with him. So those are the ones.
Jared Smith, I meant to post this earlier on Auburn Live on 3, but he's coming in next week. He's coming back next week. I think he's coming on Tuesday for a quick unofficial visit. So Auburn's kind of working its way back in with him. We didn't think he was very high on the board early. But, man, after seeing him, what was it, the passing camp, Cole? He was down here with his school. And then he's coming back next week for an unofficial visit. He'll be back for Big Cat and God bless, and an official visit in the fall. So no hurry with him, but he's another guy to keep an eye on. But good stuff, Hamilton. We appreciate you, big dog. Good stuff, good stuff. Hey, before we get to the next call, Zach, we cannot forget, for my screen black eye again, looking for a house in or around Auburn, Opelika, hell, Lee County. She can do it all, folks. Look no further for the help you need with Miss Jessica Adgers with the Talents Group. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. A lot of fours in that number, but she is a 5-star realtor. If you don't believe me, just ask me. Just ask Alan Head. Give her a call, folks. She is fantastic. I watch her work every day. It's unbelievable how good she is. You don't really know how good she is until you use her. Just try it. Give her a call, man, 334-704-4442. And as always, tell her we sent you. All right, keep us going, big dog.
All right. I think we got Emos here. Emos, you're live.
Oh, third shift.
Hey guys, how about you?
How about you, big dog? Is this Cabot Muncher?
Let me make it quick, man. I know Country's waiting behind me there. I seen him complaining in the comments. I was gonna get y'all to do a little competition, but I just kind of want to hear y'all's predictions. Y'all can do it however. I was gonna get y'all to predict it, and then come back and after signing day and see who got the most. But J-Head was talking about winning the state, and we all know that's real.
His name is Allen, Eric.
Maybe Zach can pull up the top 15 Alabama recruits. But
okay.
I want to predict where they're going to sign. But here's the catcher: you can only pick Auburn, out of state, or Alabama.
Okay.
So we'll call this game good, bad, and the incest.
Get back to us.
Our only three options are Auburn, Alabama, or out of state.
Yes, it's for the top 15 kids. So I'm going to pull it up.
What other options are there?
I'm pulling it up right now. Hang on.
Yeah,
I guess
thanks,
you could
dude.
you could get specific schools. I got it right now.
We can definitely go in depth on this, Emos, on the recruiting show. So make sure you put that in the
questions.
Yes.
All right, so number 15.
Hey, how about this? Well, we could even table this till the recruiting show. Give us all a chance to look over this.
Okay.
What about that, Emos?
Let's make that the first question.
That works.
That'll give us all the time to look over the rankings and go. We'll be a little bit more prepared. Emos.
I do like that game. That's a very good idea.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. Okay.
I'm going to go with 10. I'm going to go explicitly what my answers are when we get to the recruiting show, but I'm going with 10 kids inside the top 15.
Ooh, the top 15 right now.
Yes, the
Just
top
going to
15,
change.
Yeah, as it's presently constructed, and that's by the industry ranking, not by On3 specifically.
There you go. Like it. Good stuff, E-Moss. Appreciate you, big dog. We're going to hit you up Wednesday morning.
5799. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
This is Ricky from Birmingham.
What's up,
Whoa,
Ricky?
what's up, Ricky?
Ricky.
I'm all right. Hey, I have about 7 questions tonight. My first question, name three players that have best chance for a breakout season besides Cam Coleman.
Okay.
Like it.
Hold on. Let's just take them one at a time. Hold on, Ricky.
I got you, Jeffrey.
All right, Cole, you take this one.
All right.
Go ahead.
3 players for breakout season.
Mhm.
Here, Ricky, go ahead and finish your questions out. Let me think about that for a second.
Thought you were ready.
I wasn't ready.
I got it, Jeffrey. I got it.
No, I'm writing down. I'm writing down his questions so we can.
Okay. My bad.
Go
Okay,
ahead, Rick.
the second question, what impact has Will Redmond have on the high school and portal cycle this offseason?
Great question.
Okay.
My third question, name 3 players that impresses you the most coming out of the 7-on-7 tournament in Auburn.
Okay.
My next question, as of right now on offense, which position group is number 1? What other position group on offense is in prime threat to be number 1 in the near future?
Okay.
My next question, if all of the pieces come together, what is the likelihood of a number 1 recruiting class? My next question, can college football have private workouts for recruits in the portal? My last question is really hard, so I need y'all help for this one. Who is the best Auburn head coach recruit? Pat Dye, Tommy Tuberville, Gene Chisholm, or Hugh Freeze?
Okay.
Pat Dye.
Well, let's get the last 2 out of the way. Pat Dye, Alan.
Yes, hands down, Pat Dye.
I didn't cover Pat Dye. I don't know much about his recruiting prowess as a head coach. Right now, I'm going to go with Gene Chisholm, but ask me next year, it might be Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze is right on the heels of Gene Chisholm. The question before that, Ricky, is no private workouts that I'm aware of can be held with transfer portal guys. And then, okay, let's start back. So we got 5 left. Let's hit them quick, fellas. We got people on the line.
I got them for you. Likelihood of a number 1 class. He didn't give a year, so what's the likelihood of Auburn getting a number 1 class under Hugh Freeze?
0. Close to 0.
I would say between 5 and 10%.
I agree.
Okay.
I'd say close to 0 as well. Who are 3 players in camp, Jeffrey, that stood out 7-on-7 wise? I guess I can answer that.
There you go.
Eric Winters was fantastic. And then right on the other side, who he was guarding the whole time, Sedarian Morgan from Benjamin Russell, 2026 wide receiver tight end hybrid. And then obviously Julian Lewis was awesome. He was unreal. But Shamar Arnaud.
That was the one I was going to say. I heard a lot about his performance. I mean, the length was impressive.
Multiple interceptions, playing different positions on the back end there. So he played corner, he played safety, all that. So he was. I'd give him maybe honorable mention.
Okay. What was the next question?
Then, impact of Will Redmond in recruiting and transfer portal.
Organization.
Organization, hands down. And then just somebody else that's connected in the Power 5 world, right?
Yeah.
I think we've all seen a difference with what DJ Durkett and Charles Kelly have been able to do defensively as far as having that experience with various players. Will Redmond, same thing. You're talking about a guy that was at Kansas, then at LSU, just loads of experience as it pertains to contacts within that world. You add in somebody that's as talented as our man that we brought in from Georgia Tech also into the mix. And so now you've got experience, you've got organization, you've got a lot of things that are trending in your favor. So, no, I'm with you, Jeffrey. I think it sums it up in one word as organization.
Yep, and then name 3 players for a breakout season. First guy that comes to my mind is Austin Keys.
Kay and Lee. Yeah, I was going to say Kay and Lee and Peyton Thorne were the 2 that came to my mind.
Oh, Peyton Thorne, nice pick. We have not talked about Peyton Thorne in a few weeks, it feels like.
Not positive.
We're due.
Yeah, right.
What's the next quote, Cole?
That was it. That was all the questions.
Okay, cool. Those good questions.
Yes, they were.
Good stuff, Ricky. Appreciate you, big dog.
9332. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, this is Eric from Little River, Alabama.
Yes,
Little
sir.
River Canyon, big dog. Little River Canyon.
Nah, man, everything's been good. I'm still listening to y'all. Just want to give a big shout out to the work y'all been doing, man. Thank y'all for the recruiting work y'all been doing, and it's been a blessing to watch y'all.
Oh man, appreciate your loyalty, Eric. Means a lot, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. But I'm more concerned, man. Honestly, I got one thing. That's all I want to touch on. Y'all think Jarquez is gonna be the one to do it this year, or do you think they're gonna have to put somebody else in?
Fair question.
Yeah.
Better hope the room's completed right now.
I don't see why not.
Cobb was awesome, what I understand. So, I'm just want to know what y'all's take is on that.
I don't see why not, Eric. I think he's. I actually was looking at his stats the other day. His stats have increasingly gotten better over his last 3 years. Touches, he gets more touches every year too, so that helps. But he's pretty durable. I mean, he's pretty durable. He's a guy you can lean on a little bit at times because he is durable and he's hard to tackle. I think at the end of the day, people get too caught up in who's the most talented guy on the roster. It doesn't matter. Who gets the most yards every time they touch it. And I don't care if somebody else is immensely more talented than him and could go earlier in the draft. If Jarquez Hunter gets 8 yards to that other guy's 6 yards a carry, Jarquez Hunter's the guy. And to me, he has been really good at making big plays. I don't think that's going to stop.
No, I agree. And I think Jarquez did not have a great start to the beginning of last season, right? But let's not go into it. But it's not like he was – there were things that were going on last offseason that probably didn't have him in the greatest headspace. And then I think he was also nicked up very early in the year. And as he started to get healthy and find his groove from about Ole Miss on, Jarquez Hunter was averaging over 100 yards per game, probably closer to about 120 to 150 per game. If you see what he did against Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and even in the Alabama game, I think he was plus 100 yards in that game as well. So he went on a streak where he was absolutely on fire. If they get him started at the beginning of the season the way he finished this past year, I see no reason why he can't be the first back to crack 1,000 yards since Tank 2 years ago. And realistically maybe stamp himself in the NFL draft if he can have a really good workout and show it maybe 4.5 speed or better. I don't know what Jarquez is. What would you guys put him at in the 40 today?
He's probably a 4.5, but he's more about acceleration than he is long speed, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. 4.5, high 4.5 maybe.
So if he can go 1,200 plus, multiple touchdowns, and his pass pro picks up, because I do think that's something he needs to continue to work on is his pass blocking. But if he can continue to do that and show something in the receiving game, I believe Jarquez Hunter can get drafted and will be the guy this year.
Agreed.
Good stuff, Eric. Appreciate your call, buddy.
4085. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
You talking to the wolf in deep in Coleman County.
Don't let
fellas, happy Father's Day to everybody.
Hey.
Thank you.
I am assuming you have yet to procreate.
Go ahead. Brave Papa Wolf here. I just want to tell y'all youngsters something. I'm sitting around here and I'm looking around. Y'all seem to be skeptical. I've been here 2 times before. The Bear died. We had the right man in charge. Bam! Whooped their A. Killed it in-state recruiting would die. Then Tubbs and Bowden both did the same thing. Whooped their A. Now, we got the right guy in place again. A guy that knows how to recruit at the perfect time. Saban steps down. If you're damn right, J-Head. All right, I'm sorry, A-Head. We're going to get 10 to 15.
I'll allow it.
And then next year, we're going to do it again. You know what that means, boys? We whooping their ass. 4 in a row. 6 in a row. I don't give a crap. We're going to do it. And not only that, boys, Georgia's in the scopes too. Both times this has happened, when Auburn can damn recruit in state, like looks like they're going to recruit in state, we're going to get them both. If we get them both, we're playoff. I just want y'all to just back up a little bit. Don't be so skeptical. And I know Saban hurt us all, but I've seen this happen 2 times before. Get in there. Let them nuts drop to the ground and say, we're coming. Wolf out.
Oh, Wolf.
Wolf out.
Man.
Call of the night. I like it, Wolf.
I feel bad. Someone's going to have to follow that up, so I apologize to whoever's next on the call line. 6873, you're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? And I apologize for making you follow that.
My name's Adam. I'm from Hazel Green, Alabama.
What's going on, Adam?
I just not much. I just have a few questions.
All right.
So I am a student at Auburn. I'll be a senior. So I won't be around for the 2025 class, but
Sure.
I was just wondering, of the running backs we're in for, like, which would be the most exciting to watch?
Ooh.
Most exciting, in my opinion, personally, DeJuan Morris.
Yeah, I'm not going to. You're talking about, because it depends on what level of excitement you're talking about here, but a guy that's versatile, a guy that has the ability to hit the home run from anywhere on the field, absolutely, it's DeJuan Morris. He's probably the guy that's going to bring the most explosions to the table of all of those guys, and then give you that versatility in the passing game to also be a vertical threat down the field on the seam. So, yeah, I absolutely probably would agree with you. Alvin and Osman are similar in some ways. Both show good contact balance on tape, good change of direction. Alvin's probably a little bit better at acceleration. Obviously, Usman's got better power. I'm going to go to make this a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go Alvin Henderson. I think he's probably going to be more dynamic.
Ooh, that sounds good to me. You've watched them more than I have. Although I will say this, man. I watched the bigger backs the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I like me some Mills Knight.
Dude, look, and I said it in our group chat the other night. Like I would take that kid, no question. You know what I mean? Like I really think there's something there to him. And when you look at the offer sheet, I mean, when you've got Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, Miami, and Ole Miss in the mix, those are schools that produce running backs. Specifically, Ole Miss underneath Lane Kiffin 100% produces running backs. So, I mean, that's a hell of a top 5 for him too. So no slouch there by any means.
Let's see. Good stuff, Adam. Appreciate you, big dog.
3365, you're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hey, buddy. 3365. This is Bo from Moody.
Oh, hey, what's up, Bo? You want to turn your TV down there, Bo?
Bo, you're a rookie.
Huh?
You're a rookie, man. Turn that down in the background.
Oh, I did.
Okay. Veteran move.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, how did Daryl Johnson's visit this weekend happen?
How did it happen?
How did it come out? I mean.
Oh, okay. Cole, you talked to Daryl.
Yeah, I did. I've talked to him several times. You know, I think he's firmly committed to Alabama. I think that's where you start with that. But he is absolutely keeping an eye on Auburn. He's going to return. That was the question that was asked. Hey, Duke. He goes by Duke. That's his nickname. Are you going to make another visit to Auburn at any point? He says, yes, looking at a potential game visit and probably Big Cat is how he worded it. So I think Alabama's going to have a similar event maybe around that same weekend. I don't know if it's on the same day. We'll see. When these guys say they're going to Big Cat, they, they're planning on it, but it's contingent on maybe other things sometimes. If Alabama really wants him to be there and he's serious about staying committed, he might go to theirs instead. But right now, we got him on our list because he said he's probably going to be at Big Cat. And, based on what I've heard on Daryl Johnson, the way that Auburn's recruiting him, he's he's listening to it. I think Auburn's recruiting him very heavily. He's got a great relationship with Kenyatta Watson that dates back to his time at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And boy, does he love DJ Durkin. And I'm going to tell y'all, DJ Durkin.
Plus recruiter.
You don't hear much about him. Like, I don't have much interaction with him, or we don't hear from him, but he's making an impact on this recruiting class.
He's a stud.
No doubt. He seems to be. He definitely seems to be. And, I'm not counting Auburn out for Daryl Johnson yet. I'm not saying that he's going to flip or anything like that, but I'm not counting him out yet. That's for sure. I think Auburn's in it.
I think that's fair to say, Bo. Fantastic.
5013. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? $5013.
How about you?
Yep, they said.
I don't blame him. We apologize for that. 3803. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hey.
You're live.
Oh, hey, I'm Matthew calling from Birmingham.
What's up, Matthew? How about you?
I was just thinking the whole Auburn family can get involved in recruiting these players, especially the students. So I'm a student. I went down this weekend, and I was looking for Juju Lewis all weekend downtown. I had a pitch to give to him. I want to tell him how we're going to build a statue of him and all that. And I was thinking more students, when the recruits come down, just give them some love, maybe put some posters out or something. And I will say I'm not taking credit for the Eric Winters recruit, but I will say I was driving by the facility and I saw Perry Thompson walking in. I was like, hey, Perry, you're my favorite. You're awesome. I love you. And then as I was driving away, I saw like a whole group of recruits with like the 4 guy girls or whatever. And then 20 minutes later, Eric Winters committed. So, it might have something to do with it.
Absolutely. There you go, folks. Matthew from Birmingham.
There it is.
I like it, big dog.
I watch it every day.
Hey, Matthew, appreciate you, man. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you. I will say this to Matthew. I was told that Julian Lewis was somewhat of a celebrity around Auburn this weekend. And the places they went, he was, I wouldn't say berated, I think, but he took a lot of pictures with fans, a lot of that going on. So people know who he is, no doubt.
Good stuff, Matthew. Appreciate you, buddy.
3385. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
What's going on, fellas? How about you? Calling from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, what's your name?
My name's Blake, but I go by Cajun War Eagle 2.
Balake.
Cajun, can't remember. But hey, appreciate you guys having me on, man. I listen to you guys every Sunday, and just really wanted to call in and tell you guys how much I appreciate you, everything y'all do, and all the hard work y'all put into it. And originally from East Alabama Medical Center, born and raised.
Hey, little Hatchling.
Yeah, come on, man. So my wife and I graduated from Auburn, so it's good to listen to y'all whenever I get a chance.
Excellent, man. We appreciate you, Balake.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I do want to ask y'all just a random question, but I graduated from Auburn in 2011, but grew up watching all the early 2000 Auburn teams, and Give me your top 5 favorite players from either early 2000, mid 2000s. Just love to hear that, and I'll hang up and listen. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, okay.
I can get into this for sure.
That's like the Auburn years where like I was in like elementary school to middle school.
Yeah. That's my era. That's definitely my era.
I got Brandon Cox.
Okay.
Love me some Brandon Cox. Kenny Irons.
Oh, him and David both.
Yeah, me too. David and Kenny Irons.
Give me Quentin Groves and Stanley McClover.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Those were I loved a good edge rusher back in the day.
I tell you what,
who doesn't, right?
T-Will and A-Will.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Joe Cope.
And while we're on that, give me Ben Abamanu. I absolutely love Ben and the integrity he had to stand in that Ole Miss locker room to answer those questions after he dropped that touchdown pass, man. Watching him have to answer that, like, there was like a live feed, dude. Like it just
was that the Ole Miss game?
Yes.
Ooh,
you know, I mean, he had one dead.
Oh yeah.
And dude had the guts to take questions and answer them. I would have wanted to call him my locker and die, man. But he's a stud. Dontarius Thomas, Carlos Dansby.
Ooh, Carlos Dansby. Hey, give me Mr. Reliable, Courtney Taylor.
Yeah.
Loved Courtney Taylor.
How about some TJ Jackson?
Yo, Tommy Jackson
from Opelika.
Him and Stump.
How about Big Dog Josh Thompson?
Yes, I do. I would Stump Thompson, one of my all-time.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the two Mobile guys that were my favorite growing up, Antonio Coleman and Senderick Marks.
Yeah. I love Mr. Chris Todd too now. Was that
where'd Senderick go to high school? Zach?
Viger.
Ah.
And Coleman went to Williamson.
Yep. He's the head coach at Williamson now.
Yep.
And then D'Amico McNeil, excuse me.
DeMarco.
DeMarco.
Yeah.
Then you had Marcus McNeil.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Troy Reddick.
How about Joe Cope?
Give me those walk-on centers all day long, son.
I'm telling you. Saw Joe Cope in rare form one night.
Give me Junior too. I don't think we said Junior yet.
Junior Rose Green, yeah.
Look, Will Herring,
Carlos Rogers,
Brett Edens.
Brett Edens,
yeah,
give me
Brett
some
Edens.
dog right there.
Look,
now.
Brett Edens hit me one time, probably at about the hash mark, and I landed somewhere on the other side of the water jugs, man.
He played for Trinity, didn't he? He played for Trinity.
He did.
Listen, any dude who buries an LSU quarterback in a huge moment in the game, the crowd's going crazy. There's a freaking earthquake going on, and Brett Edens gets up like he's done it 1,000 times before and tries off the field. Look at me, no this and that. He stomps this guy in the ground and gets up and runs off the field.
Man, they still to this day use that clip, Jeffrey. They use that clip for hype videos still to this day.
And by the way, that was Jamarcus Russell, right? Like, he was bigger than Edens.
I believe you're right.
Huge.
No, I love that. Yeah, those were.
I tell you what, who was y'all's favorite running back? That's real quick, and then we'll keep moving. But who was your favorite running back in that time period?
You got Cadillac, Ronnie Brown, Trey, Ken Irons.
I would have to go with Brad Lester. I was such a
Brad
big
Lester. I loved Brad Lester. Absolutely.
He's awesome, dude. Loved him.
Hey, I got to go with Carnell. Carnell was my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
I love Ronnie, but I love me some Cadillac.
Oh, listen, I love Ronnie's personality. And look, I love Ronnie's game, but Carnell, the way he played with just reckless abandon and the way he could cut on the dime, man. I mean, I still remember his sophomore year against SC where he broke one and cut against the grain and just left the guy holding his jock strap right there at about the 50-yard line. It was just an insane run. And then don't forget our man Trey, who got off in the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
Trey Smith. Yeah. Trey Smith.
About Carl Stewart.
Oh,
Hey, turned himself into a fullback at one point. Heath Evans.
the wheel route. He made the wheel route very relevant.
God,
Was
hell,
Rudy early 2000? Was Rudy Johnson
he
early
was like-
2000?
Yes.
He was
Because
Rudy
listen, Ben Leard is and will always be one of my favorite quarterbacks. Him and Brandon Cox. I just
Yeah.
I thought they were tough as nails, man.
What about Stephen Davis? Was he 2000?
No, he was early 90s. He was like 94.
93.
Yeah.
That was Bostic too. Yeah, there were some great runs. That's some great stuff. All right, let's go. Let's get to our last guy.
He called back in. We're gonna give him one more shot. 5013. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
What's up, guys? This is Don.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, sorry about that, Zach, in the back. I accidentally didn't know I had the phone on hold.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, gotcha. It happens.
Okay, but I'm gonna piggyback on what y'all are talking about now, and I'm gonna throw a story up about the late '70s, or probably before all y'all were born. Y'all remember back at the old Monday night football games when Howard Cosell did the halftime highlights?
My
I remember
dad.
Howard Cosell. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I can't say I do.
Okay, well, anyway, Doug Barfield had one good year when he had William Andrews, Joe Cribbs, and Brooks, and he's doing the highlights. Auburn beat Boomer Esiason in Maryland. No, actually, I'm sorry. This was bad. I'm sorry, wrong one. Bo Jackson, Lionel Little Train, James, and Tommy Agee. But he's doing the halftime highlights against Maryland, and I think Tommy Agee had over 200 yards against Boomer Esiason in Maryland, and Howard Cosell goes. They talked about Little Train. They talked about Bo Jackson. But don't forget about the Agee kid. But anyway, guys, what a great weekend. And hey, call buddy if you get a chance. That high school tournament I was telling you about.
Yes, sir.
They got a list of all 25 teams, and it's at the Hoover 707. I think it's called Hustle Up. But when you talked about the wide receiver at Benjamin Russell, they're playing in it. The Benedictine team in Savannah, they're playing in it, and you got 25 great teams. It's called the name of the tournament is called Hustle Up.
Okay.
And Alan, buddy, by the way, about my friend, I had about 4 or 5 people say something about me buying all the beers at Twin Peaks. I'll buy all 3 of y'all beer, but I can't buy the whole crew of beer.
I hear you on that.
Anyway, I hope you're here in Birmingham that day. And I sent a shout out to Edward and Selma, but he didn't get back to me on the corner. But to piggyback on a caller, when you look at that list of the top players in Alabama, I don't know if y'all saw or not, but I did a post on the corner about that. And Alan, I think you're right, man. It looks like about 10 players added on that list.
Could be
10 Don, and I don't even think I'm being that overly optimistic, if I'm being honest.
Well, the funny part about it, guys, is Alabama's got 4 on that list, and all 4 and 3, the 4 could flip to Auburn.
It's possible. You could get one for sure. I don't know about more than one. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But
which one do you think will flip?
I like the odds better with Antonio Coleman than I do with Derek Smith. I do.
I think I do too. Yeah, I like Antonio Coleman better for now.
And by the way, Mr. Jeffrey, I thought when you posted it was about saying you were going to be in Canada, man. When are you going? Geese hunting?
We're there to Banff, look at the national park, take the kids up there. We're also going to, the men's going to break off and do a little trout fishing on the Bow River.
There you go. All right, fellas. Well, thank you very much, and we'll have some more updates about Twin Peaks. I went there the other day and do have everything set up for the 13th, and their manager wants y'all to get in touch with them, and they want to do some stuff with y'all. Man, Jeffrey, y'all might pick up an advertisement on this.
Oh, Don.
Very nice.
Talking sexy to me.
I got to help you on that, fellas. You guys go have a great night. And by the way, I just got back from the Stallions game. The Stallions kicked their butt today and won the 3rd trophy in a row.
Yeah,
they're
on fire, man. They are on fire.
All right, fellas. Well, thank y'all very much, guys.
Appreciate you, Don. Always, big dog. Old fan and subscriber. Appreciate the heck out of that. Hey, I noticed we're up to 9.6K almost to 9.6K. We need, what, is that 400 more?
400 more.
Hit that like and subscribe button on that YouTube channel, man. We need 400 more subscribers, and we're going to have a big 10K blowout show when we get on the YouTube channel. And we'll make it a special occasion. Mr. Allen Head will come into town, wherever that may be, and we'll go from there. Fantastic show tonight. Let me read you off this roster we had tonight. Kevin from Wilmer and Wanda jumping in there. Malden. Oh, Hamilton had a great bunch of logical points. Although recruiting, we have learned, is never logical. Emos is going to start us off Wednesday with a top 15 in-state predictions. Ricky Ham had a half dozen more questions for us. Fantastic questions with good answers, man. Eric from Little River, the Wolf, called in. Big Dog was wolfing it tonight. Called tonight easily the Wolf. Adam from Hazel Green, fantastic. Let's see. Bo from Moody, Don. Okay, from Lafayette, not Lafayette, but Lafayette, Louisiana. That's how they pronounce it, man. Hey, again, fellas, all you guys listening, if you want to, you see Auburn success with recruiting. If you want to make a difference, it's an easy way to do it. It's On Victory. They want to make a real difference for Auburn student athletes. Join On to Victory Collective for as little as $17 a month. You can support Auburn athletics and enjoy awesome perks like monthly giveaways, VIP events, behind-the-scenes content, and cashbacks on your favorite brands. Plus, you'll get exclusive savings on On to Victory here. Head on over to ontovictory.co. That's ontovictory.co, not to be confused with .com, and join today to support your athletes and get in these amazing benefits. Get over there, man. Get signed up for On to Victory if you haven't already. And make a difference in recruiting. Makes our job bigger. Auburn has success. I promise you that. People are a little bit more excited, too. All right. We're going to wrap it up there. We will be back Wednesday morning with the recruiting show. We'll have questions from the corner. If you've got questions you want answered on the show, get over to the corner. Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Mr. Allen Head will put a post up on the corner, and you can ask your recruiting questions. We'll get to them that night on the show. And we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Cole Pinkston, for Allen Head, for Zach in the back who came to the front but now went back to the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee May. We'll see you.